Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video on the free-to-play account. This will be more of a collab with Hell Hades, where I just showcase the free-to-play account. We'll discuss more free-to-play and Raid Shadow Legends. He has his own free-to-play series going on. Not the same duration as mine. He's at day 140 or so, I think. And definitely it's a nice back and forward, exchanging ideas and just showcasing this free brew account. Check it out, guys. It goes for about 30 or so minutes, but definitely worth the watch. Welcome to another video on the free-to-play account. We've got Hell Hades here on the free-to-play series because I said that this is a good chance for him to check out the free-to-play account. I know that he's doing a free-to-play push himself on his own channel, and I think it's a good chance for him to compare the account and see where he wants to push himself for Faction Wars or something else that he wants to do on his free-to-play series. So welcome, man.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I'm actually quite keen to see this because I think when I first started my free to play, I was like, all I really wanted to do was show newer players how to deal with normal Doom Tower. That was like my goal. And I did that, and I kind of went out to my viewers and I was like, "Do you want more, or are we done?" And they were like, "No, keep going, keep going." So it's kind of cool to see an account which is a good, almost like probably 3 times as old as mine,
Yeah.
and how far you've pushed it.
Yeah, honestly, my main goal starting this series was getting Arbiter, and I got her around day
Yeah.
100 or so.
Okay.
And then I kept seeing comments, and the views meant that my subscribers, my audience, kept wanting to see the series and the account develop and see my choices when a champion was summoned or when something happened like a fusion, on how I would approach the fusion. And
Sure.
at the beginning, I would be posting daily videos on the account, and they would keep on watching. So I said, okay, this is a good series for the audience. They're learning. And I
Yeah.
had many players actually say, I went back and watched it from day one because I just wanted to see on how we compare my account to
Oh,
theirs.
nice.
So
Yeah. And
yeah.
I've got to say, like looking at your roster, I mean, damn, you've got some gold in this roster. What the hell is
It-
that?
it's not even everything. It's I have multiple legendaries here that are level
Wow.
like 5 rank. I have a Vizier, which we have going on right now as a guaranteed summon, but I didn't
Yeah.
get it through that. I got him through a random summon, and I use him at
Okay.
level 50 with no masteries, nothing,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I have a man-eater and killable, so I can just use him at 50, and he still does with the custom AI. He just uses his A1 and just does what he's supposed to do and nothing else. So it still
Sure.
works. I even have a Torment. Definitely got lucky with some summons, and I would say the luckiest thing that I got on the account would be man-eater.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was doing a stream the other day, and I was like, would there be a champion that I would want more for an account than Maneater? Like, and I was thinking like all legendary champions, everyone. And I don't think there's a single champion that I would want more for an account than Maneater. Because of obviously you
Yeah,
need something to go with him. You either need a second one or you need a painkeeper or something to unlock his
make him work.
abilities. But he just makes clan boss so easy, and clan boss is just the best place to get rewards, right? So
Right.
as soon as you start killing unkillable every day, ultra nightmare every day, the rewards just kind of pile in.
It completely changes the way that you approach the game once you start doing Ultra Nightmare. Just the rewards, those random shards that you get even once a week. If you get a sacred shard, that's at least
Yeah,
one epic that you can use. I'm not even saying when you open them during a 2x, but it's just so crazy on how much difference it did to my account. Around the same time that I got Maneater, I had got Skullcrusher, and I was already building
right.
Skullcrusher, and then I had Maneater, and like it was a complete waste of resources having Skullcrusher. I almost never used
Yeah,
them
sure.
compared to, I mean, it was way easier building a man-eater team because I already had a painkeeper,
Yeah.
and it just meant a huge thing to my account.
Well, so far, I mean, in terms of gold on mine, I got Shamrock really early, and I got a free ninja. But other than that, the only legendary that I've actually pulled is Seal. Seal of the Drakes just
Oh
recently,
yeah.
just the other day. So
And are you close to getting like a second one? So you're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
have
literally
to.
like, oh, I'm about 30 days away. So, but I built her straight away because she's just such a strong champion. Like,
Right.
in terms of a legendary, I'm not disappointed with who I've got, but you've got a free one coming anyway. It's like, oh man, that feels pretty glum. Um, but yeah, I do have some good epics. Epics are kind of carrying my account rather than
Yeah.
legendaries at the moment.
For faction wars, for me personally, epics were a huge thing, especially for the more difficult faction stages.
Yeah,
So Skinwalkers was very difficult. Once I got the hippo, I was in such a better place in actually beating the faction.
sure.
So and
Did you pretty much concentrate one faction at a time? Was it like, where's my best five team, and that's where I'm going to start, or have you kind of slowly been working through them all?
what I would see is I would open up the faction page and then I would say, okay, which ones do I have in the coming days, and what kind
Yeah,
of events do we have coming up? So I would try to, if there was champion training, to actually level up stuff that would be relevant for the factions coming up.
sure.
But
Because I'm kind of at that place now where I can take on normal Doom Tower. I've got my Arbiter just recently. Clan
yeah,
Boss, I'm doing pretty well on. I'm doing Nightmare easily. I could just about squeeze Ultra Nightmare, but not within 3 keys. It's like a 4 key, so I pretty much am just sticking with Nightmare. But my
yeah,
challenge now, my eyes are on Faction Wars in terms of pushing my account, and yeah, I'm just kind of curious about approach really because I've got a number of champions that are 6 star. I've got about 14 six stars so far. But it's kind of like, yeah, where do you start really?
I think I have 40, I think around 40 rank 6. But
Yeah,
not all of them have masteries. So that's one thing that I did on the account. I would push for the rank 6 but not for masteries.
yeah,
um, just the power of the rank 6 compared to the base stats, compared to rank 5s was enough for me to push. And I did multiple faction war stages without having them with like a full team of 60s. My only full team of 60s was for undead hordes, which
right.
was quite difficult for me compared to all others, I would say.
Because of why you didn't have a drop defense champ, or
um
just generally.
just generally, it was so random. I even had a reviver, but he would keep on dying. So Gorgrab would keep on dying on undead hordes. And I had a battle Khazar. I mean, I had a battle Khazar, but he wasn't that helpful.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
on the Valkyrie stage, if a counterattack would go up, I would try him with a stun set. I tried multiple things, and I ended up having to do like five champions that were 6 stars in order to beat it. And yeah, that was my most intense team. The other ones I beat with multiple level 50s. So it's there, but it's all about the
so
gear.
50s and just no masteries. It's almost like,
Yeah,
um
50s with no
yeah,
masteries, and then not all of them booked. Only the key ones. So if it was a reviver, if it was something with a stun, then I would book them so that I would have shorter
yeah.
cooldowns. And then
No,
it's
that's
all about the
interesting
gear.
actually.
And then it's all about the gear, honestly. Perception sets were the most, I think, beneficial, and then stun
Yeah.
sets. I had 2 stun sets that I would move around.
I was gonna say,
So
did you just kind of move gear from faction to faction as you went?
yeah, I had to, because I just don't have all that gear available at the
Yeah.
same time. So I would move gear when I would finish one faction. I would just move everything away that I
So
would
you've
need
got
for
some
another faction.
I see you've got some uncommons leveled up to 50, only a couple, but
Yeah.
were they
So
specifically for faction wars, or is that just for a
right.
bit of a,
Yeah. So
cold brew
Commander, I don't
uncommon
know if
love?
you know Commander. She
Yeah.
has the quick heal, which basically boosts your thermometer to full, and I use that to enable my segment, so that
Oh,
he
okay.
would, yeah, so he would keep doing the provoke. He would get full
Sure.
perimeter, and then he would do the provoke more often or do his shields more often. Although he wasn't booked, it would still be very good for control and for the random heals that I would need, because I didn't have another healer for Bannerlords. Although
Yeah.
I did have Black Knight, it's not really a heal. It's a heal over time, which doesn't help
Yeah,
when
definitely.
you want it. And then I used Satire here for the final stage on Skinwalkers, because of his forehead skill, which decreased turnover by 15%. So that was very key in just controlling the
Yeah.
boss's turnover. So he was really good there. Not no real masteries on him, but good gear at least.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And I would say the thing that I was most proud of is my arbiter and her speed. So it's a 321 speed.
321. So
Yeah,
interestingly, so I'm at day. Let me just check what day I'm at. I think I'm at 140.
yeah.
140. And I mean, my speed hasn't changed probably for the last 20 days, but I've got an apothecary right now at 300 speed. Um,
Wow. And you're 100 days in or so?
I'm about 140 days in. So and I've just got my
That's really
arbiter. I've
good.
not tried her in my fastest possible gear yet. So I'd imagine she's got what, an extra 4 base speed. So I'd
Yeah.
probably be at about a 305, 306 arbiter, I think, something along those lines. Um, so yeah, it's amazing how quickly I think you can get to that point, just with pretty much double rolls across the board, double rolls, and then one single roll on the banner. It's amazing how quickly
Yeah.
you get to there, and then upgrades from that point on. I think start to become much
It's
much
much
smaller.
harder.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
and
get
do you
those
have much
triple
in the
or
way of
quads.
glyphs?
I had enough glyphs, but because of faction wars and keep on upgrading gear and trying
Yeah,
to put those glyphs on, then I would kept on using them. But my main point starting out the series was keep on doing your faction wars even at level 1. I kept on repeating that over and over because
yeah, sure.
of the rank ones. Like I definitely used over 100 of these just for that single point of upgrade.
Yeah,
And I do have lots of saved up, but it's the majority of them is rank 2s and rank 1s, which was
yeah, right.
a big part of my early account progression. But
And on that arbiter with the speed she's got, have you managed to roll any big glyphs, or is it just kind of like twos and threes
well,
across the
I only
gear?
have 5 stars really that are good. So
Oh,
this
okay,
one's a
yeah.
quad. So it's a plus
Oh,
4. Yeah,
nice.
it's a flat stat.
Yeah,
It's a flat stat, but it's a plus 4 on the glyph. That's really good. That's even better than my main account.
yeah.
I
I
would have
haven't got
loved
a
this in
quad
the mini.
roll in speed gear on my main account yet.
It just happened. Then I have triple rolls on the gloves again, flat stats. It just happens. It happens to me on
Yeah.
this account. If it's flat stats, it's gonna triple roll on speed. And I did have another shield, but I put that on Umbral, and that's pretty much my account in terms of the effort that I put into it. And like, where do you think your account is going? Are you gonna be going for faction wars, trying to get Lydia, or just building the champions?
Yeah, so I feel like I've done, as I say, normal Doom Tower, which was the original challenge. I'm farming all level 20 dungeons at the moment. So that's kind of where I pushed to and then just stopped so I could get my arbiter. Um, I think the next thing I want to do is push faction wars. Yeah, I think that's probably the next thing that's most fun. And like you said, in my head, I'm thinking I've got a number of factions where at least I've got 3 or 4 good epics and maybe a couple of decent rares. So I could probably run with 160 and a few 50s and at least start to push up. I'm basically hitting level stage 14 on about all of the factions now. So I'm just
Yeah,
about at the second boss where you need to start to make a team really. You need a team to start to make it work to get the 3 stars.
you need some sort of
Um
synergy between the 5 that you have in
yeah.
there.
And like specifically I've got strong high elves with arbiter, apothecary, and then I've started to pick up some other good champions now, and I've got strong Um, I got really strong actually barbarians.
Yeah,
So,
that's the
yeah,
second one I did on this account.
yeah,
The
like
first
Hypertune and
one,
Seal obviously, but I've also got Varakin, I've got um
yeah,
uh yeah, I got Sky Touched for a block debuff, which is always nice for a faction war boss. So and I got Rorik as well, so I picked up Rorik as the fragment champion. So it feels
I
like I
do
could
have him
probably
too.
push that one quite quick. Oh, you got him there as well. Did you not use him?
Yeah,
No.
there's multiple fusion champions which I didn't even use
Mm.
for the account. Like if I saw that I didn't need to get them leveled up, I wouldn't level them up just because they were legendaries.
Yeah.
Like Cupid is right here. There was no point in getting him because I had Astralon basically.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And yeah, I
And
think go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, and I kind of think that's pretty much what I'm thinking of in my head is where have I got 5 champions that I actually want to invest in a faction, even if it's investing in them to 50, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I'm doing. So I think I'm going to focus on 3 or 4 factions at a time and start to commit my gearing and my kind of champion leveling events and that type of thing into those factions, because I don't want to waste leveling in kind of trash really. Um, so yeah, that's the direction I'm thinking of in terms of trying to push it. Um, yeah,
Yeah, it's so different when you're trying to focus on this kind of faction work pushes. Because for me personally, I had Ninja, which is an
yeah.
amazing champion to have, but I didn't bother leveling him
You
up.
didn't 6-star ninja. Wow, that's
No,
crazy.
because he wouldn't be of any use in terms of faction wars, and I really wanted
Oh,
to go
okay.
for that Lydia achievement. So even
Yeah,
if he's great for Doom Tower bosses, many of the Doom Tower bosses, he had no use for my, my
yeah. I
faction
use
wars.
ninja like almost everywhere. He's in my clan boss. He's in my arena team. He's in almost all my Doom Tower boss teams. Like he's been maybe MVP of my whole account, I think. Um,
Yeah, I had it in the back of my
yeah.
head all the time to level him up, but I just couldn't prioritize him over anybody else. And now that I just got Lydia, I got my Seer to 6 stars.
You got Seer as well, damn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy account.
What is this account?
I don't
That's
know.
absolutely insane. This
Yeah,
account is insane.
it's insane. Have I think about 25 or so legendaries now, and pretty much all of the good epics. But I
Yeah.
did get Seer after I finished Orcs, so I didn't have her
Oh,
available.
did you?
Yeah, so I had to do a double Vrask team for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but he was really good in there, just the healing. So
So where do you think Lydia plays for you then? Now that you've got Lydia, where would she kind of make a
she's gonna be
difference?
great for faster dungeon teams with Seer for sure.
Yeah.
If I'm still farming 20, which I do most of the time, and then she would be key for Doom Tower, especially against the Frost Spider. But we do have a
Sure.
different rotation at the moment. But she's still great with like this combo. Seer, Lydia, I would go Battle Khazar, and then another 2, which would probably maybe a Reviver. So either something like Arbiter or Godseeker.
Yeah.
And I think I can push. I can definitely push on the Doom Tower just with these champions. And then a Renegade for the reset, maybe.
So what challenges have you got left? So you're at 25 on all dungeons. Um, mentioned Doom
Uh,
Tower. What else do you actually need to do?
in terms of those, I would say haven't tried pushing Spider. Haven't
Yeah.
tried it at all. Although I do have a Mordecai, I have a Miscreant Monster, have some kind of AoEs to control. So I guess I can push and do
Yeah.
25. And I've done Ice Golem just because of Battle Khazar. Like it's a pretty easy
And
team to,
Eurodram, yeah, sure.
yeah. And then I also did Dragon's Lair, which I do in 2 minutes 45 on 25.
Good.
I had this team before, but I guess I would change Duck here with Lydia and probably use another champion in there. And then Fire Knight, I think it's my most difficult dungeon to farm. Even this
Right.
time here, which is 4 minutes, it's not easy for me to do. Haven't
Do
tried
you
now with
have a cold
Lydia,
heart?
but no,
Didn't get a cold heart, no.
no. So even in almost a year of playing, I still haven't summoned one, which I guess is the it happens.
Yeah. My team's what have I got? 3 minutes 24 on 20. So I run Deke, Apothecary, Cold Heart, Ninja, and Armiger
Right.
as my kind of auto 20 team. Um, and I think, yeah, I mean, putting Cold Heart was one of the best things I ever could have done on the account. It just makes Fire Knight especially so much easier.
You
Um,
did it during the guaranteed summon.
yeah. It was,
Ah,
so I had to like go all out trying to find void shards. I think we needed 7 and I had like 3. So I was just kind of, yeah, I was going like crazy trying to find them, but it's made such a massive difference.
yeah. I
Um,
remember at that time I had 0 voids because I just summoned, the event, the
yeah.
prior event, and I was like, oh my god, Koldar would be amazing on the account. And I tried. I had 3 voids by the end of the guaranteed, and I was so disappointed. And I mean, if this was my main account, I would have definitely bought the other
Yeah.
4 or so that I was missing, and just to get cold heart, just to get a guaranteed cold heart.
Yeah, sure. And how have you found kind of prepping for fusion after fusion? Have you been in a place almost every time where you can just say, if I want it, I can get it?
I would say, yeah, in the sense of I try to get my, so the clown shop is the recent addition, the most recent
Yeah.
addition, I think, that helps free to play and low spenders for sure, 100%. Especially this energy. I don't know where you spend your
Yeah,
coins.
almost literally energy and if there's any left, sometimes those accessories, but pretty much it's 10 out of 10 energy.
Yeah, 100% energy is the best thing here. I actually bought the void potions because I wanted to get my Lydia
All right.
ascended, but I don't normally buy them. I just bought
Yeah.
them just for this. And there was a point that I was buying silver because I
I
was
was
so
there.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so
Yeah.
low on silver because of moving gear around
Sure.
that I was literally fighting with the single digit silver. I have
Yeah.
screenshots
Yeah.
of single digit silver on the account. Um, and yeah, this definitely helped. But I would definitely get the energy first, and then if I had any more left, would get silver. I didn't do the accessories because of the randomness of them,
Yeah.
and that was pretty much it. This was the best thing that happened after CVC in terms of free stuff that we're getting as a free to play account.
Yeah. But the Clan v Clan stuff is big as well, isn't it? The amount of shards you get, the amount of chickens you get free through Clan v Clan stuff. Um,
Yeah,
I've just found that this was the first time I did a free to play probably for a year since before I did the last one. And there's just so much more stuff now. Clan v Clan rewards is one, but also advanced quests as well. I just find that
advanced
there's a
quests.
lot more stuff coming in, which is helping me. I mean, I barely run out of energy. There's so much to do in the game now that kind of constantly got it on. If the PC's on, some form of raid is running, and it's not like I'm spending gems to do stuff. I'm literally just doing the daily grind.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
lot of stuff to do now, definitely within the game, but that's a whole different topic in terms of
yeah,
the time investment. But there is definitely a lot of possibilities for us to get energy, and I find myself being over max sometimes here, even on the free to play,
yeah,
which I guess is nice when you have stuff to do. And the forge was also very big addition.
yeah,
So
definitely.
that was, I
Yeah,
think we had the forge, advanced quest, then we had CVC. We had the personal rewards for 2 times, and the clan shop amazing as well. So free to play definitely have it way better, and that's why
yeah.
I'm also considering doing another free to play series. After I finish this one, I have a little rest and not play raids so much again, and then start a new series again and see how maybe 2022 is in terms of raid and being a
Like
low
comparing
spender
one
or a
against
free
the
to
other.
play. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
What's your great haul look like?
the
Almost a
Great
year
Hall,
in.
it's not something that I pushed really too much after I got my Arbiter. So you can see that I pushed for accuracy,
Yeah,
and then I went for resistance. And resist was big for me for faction wars, because some of the factions I would need to build a resist team just to beat them. So Dark Elves was the one that I'm thinking of. I
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, I needed to build high resist to, if you remember, the boss is the one that applies poisons and HP burns. So I went with 260 or so resistance, in order to at least, try to mitigate some of that damage dealt to my champions through the resists.
so you almost went a full resist team, did you?
No, I just didn't have the gear
Just
for
on
all of
certain
that.
champions.
Yeah, I think I did 2 out of 5 or maybe 3 out of 5. But yeah, that was enough for me to beat. I had physics, so that was much easier
Oh
for the
yeah, of
Dark Elves.
course.
Yeah, but if I would
Interesting. So
continue
my
on,
sorry, say again.
yeah, if I would continue on with the Great Hall, I would definitely go maybe up to level 7 and then get 3 of them to level 10 for the missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
that's pretty
interesting. So
much it.
I went kind of like level 10 accuracy, same as what you've done there, for the magic affinity. But after that, I've kind of pushed into crit damage. I'd kind of gone like level
Right.
6 accuracy elsewhere, and then I pushed into crit damage. And I don't have any resistance really anywhere yet, like level ones. Um,
Yeah.
but it probably will be the next area that I start to push. So yeah, interesting. You went there really early, actually, or as like your second priority.
Yeah, I find that this helps a ton, even for Doom Tower later
Yeah,
on. So it's something that I always say to have in the back of your mind, because critical damage is not that it's not going to be that beneficial in my eyes, at least. Even if you get it to level 10, that's 25%. I don't think that's so big as 80 resistance,
yeah,
at least for a champion, in terms of the kind of accuracy that the enemies have in Faction Wars and the Doom Tower. So
yeah,
it
sure.
does help if you go with a resist lead plus some resist gear plus the Great Hole, then you're at a really good point of resisting the enemies.
So were you farming a fair amount of ice golem then to get resistance gear, or was it just looking for rolls on
No,
speed
no.
gear and stuff?
Like I had some random gear with just resist on the main
Yeah,
stat, and then resist banners or resist in the substats. I had glyphs, and that's kind of the way that I went ahead in building.
sure.
So here's Visix. She's not even with the full gear that I had at the time when I did the push, but even with this, she's at 238.
Yeah,
So I did move some gear around since then, but she was higher than this, and I have a uh, a resistance set, I guess, on her, and then resist on substats here and there, but wasn't really trying to get all resistance gear.
yeah. So if you had to kind of do it again, then looking back at beating faction wars right through, what were the kind of watch outs for you, or for someone who's trying to do it now? What would you do either differently, um, or what would you do again that you thought was really strong?
I wouldn't pick Gallic as the first thing, as my first champion. That was pretty much a Twitch chat decision, but
Right.
that was
Okay. Yeah.
something fun. Um, I would say, yeah, just put in more effort into some of the events that I wouldn't put effort into. So I'm at 300 or so days into the account, and I don't have one Relentless set available. So
Sure.
not even one.
Because you
Yeah.
didn't get like a top two
Not
or
no
whatever.
top finish. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
have some gear here and there, which is some of them were from missions. And where's my relentless? So this is all my relentless gear that I have available,
Yeah.
and there's nothing to really say, oh, this is a great piece. You can definitely make a set out of this.
Yeah.
So
Do you
yeah,
use a lot of relentless on your main account then?
on the main account, yeah, I find that it's very helpful for specific champions. So like Seal of the Drakes,
Yeah.
Relentless is great. Some factions I know which I've done takeovers for. So Steel Skull with the Relentless is great. If I did have it, I would have used it on him. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously Armiger here with a Relentless is great, but I just didn't have it, so I went just um, Perception gear. So there's a few champions that I would find use for, but I wouldn't go totally out of my way to get first. If it was within my reach, I would try to get more of them, but I didn't do it. I would say in the past year that I'm playing.
And a question as well, as aside from this, I'm doing bizarre free sorry, I'm doing free versus free every day right now because I
Yeah.
want Drex. And I'm literally like 3 fragments away, so really close to getting my Drexar. Um, did you ever progress out of? Oh, you are out of bronze one. Okay, that's what I was going to
It
ask. Did you ever
took
get
me a
out?
long
And
while.
do you still care about it now that Drex is gone? Do you still do it?
I still do it a little bit for the energy and the ancient,
Yeah,
but not as much as I could. I could have tried to push a little more. I try to do it sometimes for CVC, but not all the time. Um, exactly the same with you. Like after I got Drexar, I stopped pushing as much. There were days that I wouldn't even do a single fight. I would even lose the advanced quest rewards just because of
yeah.
this.
It's. I think it's an interesting point because obviously Drex keeps people coming back to it on a day by day basis. Like I absolutely do it every single day on this free to play account. Because I know that I want Drex, and like you say, also the energy is nice and a couple of other bits. But in my head, I'm thinking once I've got Drex, like the attraction is massively gone. for this account. In
Yeah.
terms of the time investment versus reward, all of a sudden it drops out. It completely drops away. And I know that Drex is going to help me a ton in Doom Tower, especially, and probably for Spider as well. Actually, with the fact I don't have a like AOE HP burn champ. Um, but yeah, it just feels to me like as soon as he's out the window, and unless they do something to make it kind of sexier place to get rewards, I don't really see a point in doing it. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah. 100%. I would say they need to put more fragments in there as a minimum, just to
Mm.
keep on the interest for lower end players who can't get into silver for the accessories, and that's pretty much it. I even have a dupe of Drexar. That was
I do.
an
Yeah,
unlucky summon, I would say.
yeah. Does he
And
feature in most of your Doom Tower teams? Drax?
yeah, yeah. The lead is really good in
Yeah,
terms of accuracy, just reaching those accuracy points. The HP burn helps a ton, and since I don't have ninja,
sure.
it's a good way to use Drexar in there.
Yeah. Is it, how many of the fragment or fusion champions did you miss?
I haven't missed a fusion.
You haven't missed one. No.
No, I almost missed. I almost missed. What's his name? This guy here. So Versul.
Oh yeah.
But with the recent event that we just had, I picked up the 15 that I was missing. So I actually managed
Ah,
to
okay.
summon him. And
Nice.
I also didn't do Astralon. Okay, I didn't do Astralon because it was at the very start of the account, but I managed to summon him. So I guess
Yeah.
I guess I
And
ended up
is
getting him.
Brogni a fragment for you, or is that a
It was
summon?
the it was the fragment. We had
That was
it.
a fragment, yeah. That
Yeah,
was
we
a
had
hard one to get as well, wasn't it?
yeah, it was, but I saw his skill set and it was really good. So
Yeah.
I said I need to put the extra effort into getting Brogni. And Iron Braga was my first ever one,
Right.
which I booked slowly
Another great one as well, actually. There was a spell where they just kind of went back to back.
with really
Really,
good
really
ones.
great champions, didn't they?
Yeah,
I mean, just looking at your account, and a lot of the champions that I really like, actually, Iron Brago, Brogni, Herndig,
yeah,
Astralon, they're all fragment
really
or
solid.
fusions. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, so definitely for players who started this year, they had some good opportunities to pick up champions that are, heavy hitters or great supports for Clan Boss, Doom Tower,
Yeah,
everywhere. Even Ninja, which was basically free for everyone.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think this is it, man. We went for
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit
Well
longer,
done,
but
man.
I think it's great to give an insight into the account and have a little bit chat on the account. We'll definitely do a video on your channel. So if everybody is interested, go
Awesome.
over. I'll put links down below, and we'll see you guys there.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.